right now with the advanced chip design, production, all of it in Taiwan, and Taiwan's unfortunately only 90 miles off the coast of mainland China, we don't really have a choice. You'll have a Great Depression if the Chinese Communist Party takes it over, and they are bound and determined to take it over. In fact, if Xi was not to show the muscle to at least militarily continue to do these rehearsals, not exercises, rehearsals, the military itself might overthrow Xi, although he's in a very powerful position, and all the chatter about him getting weakening, I don't believe, but he does have a military that's very focused on this. That being said, where do you put it in the strategic? Because they're going to say, look, Fennell, I hear you and Bannon, you're always banging this drum, but man, we got so many problems here at home, and you got Venezuela shipping bad hombres up here and drugs up here. You got, our European allies in NATO. We got to be there for them. We've been for them since 1917, right? You got all these problems with Israel needs backing to go bomb Persia. You got all these priorities. Taiwan is a half a world away, and it's only 90 miles off the coast. So if President Trump's not worried about it, why should we be setting our hair on fire, sir?
Well, first of all, I think President Trump is not going to say he's worried about it. That's not the way he rolls. And he's purposefully keeping a low profile on open confrontations with Xi. If he wasn't concerned about these things, then he wouldn't have announced on his last formal press conference of the year on 22 December the unveiling of the Trump-class battleship and the announcement of basically of the Golden Fleet. So he clearly understands that there's an issue here, and the United States Department of War needs to be recalibrated to focus on what's the most important thing, which I call the main thing, which is the People's Republic of China, led by the Communist Party of China, which seeks to take global control of the planet. And they've initiated or let out 4 initiatives: the Global Governance Initiative, Global Security Initiative, Global Development Initiative, and Global Civilization Initiative in the last 10 years. And they built the Belt and Road and backed it with the bank, and they are pushing to control the globe and the world order. And they do not like the United States, and they've said it's in their, vision that the United States will be defeated and that they will take over. And now first they have to achieve is to get Taiwan, because that's part of their rhetoric that they've told their people about for the last 80 years, that they own the PRC owns Taiwan, and they have to take it. They want it for the reasons you just stated in terms of chips, but they also want it because it gives them access to deep water ports into the Pacific, and it allows their Navy to break out and their military to break out without risk of being attacked into the Pacific. And it essentially opens the door to the Pacific and changes the fundamental nature of the global maritime domain. And so that's the real issue, and that's why President Trump announced the Golden Fleet, because he recognizes that we've gutted the U.S. Navy in the last 40 years. It went from 600 ships to under 300 today, while the Chinese Navy built itself up to be the largest Navy on the planet, with the most anti-ship cruise missiles, anti-carrier ballistic missiles, and hypersonics today. So we need to have the capacity to defend our nation, a hemispheric defense, with a large Navy, and we don't have that. And China is demonstrating that they are intending to rule the 7 seas, and we can't allow that if we want to continue to have an America that we know and love today. And oh, by the way, most Americans, as you point out on your show routinely, are sick and tired of the wars in the Middle East, and we're not trying to be invaders. We don't want to invade China. There's nobody that's planning to invade, mainland China. That's not the goal. The goal is to prevent China from dominating and running roughshod over our Navy, free trade in the region, our allies, and then doing what they're going to do or planning to do to Taiwan, which is to, assassinate and decapitate the leadership of Taiwan and install their own puppet government and make it another province of China, which their rhetoric says they believe it is, which it isn't.